Okay, so uh, I wanted to say real quick. I just want to apologize in advance before you watch it for the sniffles that are randomly in there. I'm still trying to get over the sinuses. Ignore this because I'm about to play Kingdom Hearts while I upload this. But yeah, and it's not the best quality because I film from my Mac. But you know, bear with me and we'll get through this. Thanks. Hey guys, so today I'm gonna do a bookshelf tour just so as I guess I go through BookTube and with the blog on Tumblr and everything, I can just see how my shelves grow and all. And yeah, so I guess without further ado, let's get started. This bottom shelf is my classics and books I've had to read for school. So over here I have Look Homeward Angel by Thomas Wolfe. I have Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I have the Poisonwood Bible, and I believe it's by Barbara Kingsover. Transgression by James W. Nichol. The Canterbury Tales, and I have no idea who it's by. I want to say it's by like something Geoffrey Chancellor. I don't know. One of my least favorites I had to read. The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson. The Inferno by Dante Alighieri. The Plague by Albert Camus. My Forbidden Face by Latifah. I believe that's the only name it gives. Yes. The Boy in the Striped Pajamas by something Boyle. I can't remember. John? Yes. As I Lay Dying, and I believe this is by Faulkner. It is. This is one of the favorite books I had to read my junior year for AP English. Bless Me Ultima. I don't remember how to pronounce his name, but I think it's Rudolfo Ananya. I don't know. Go figure. Fever 1793. Death of a Salesman by Arthur McMillan. This is like looking backwards. I don't really remember this because I probably don't think I even actually read this. I may have spark notes it. Shame on me, I know. Oh well. Angela's Ashes by Frank McCourt. The Color Purple by Alice Walker, which is another one of my favorite classics. The Night Trilogy by Elie Wiesel. And I only say Wiesel because I had a teacher who was from Germany, and her name was spelt Wessel, and her name was pronounced Vessel, so I assume it's pronounced Wiesel. The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini, and A Thousand Splendid Suns by him as well. Beloved by Toni Morrison. The Glass Menagerie by Tennessee Williams. Life of Pi by Jan Martel. Slaughterhouse 5 by Kurt Vonnegut. The Awakening by Kate Chopin, and I dreaded this. The House of Spirits by Isabel Allende. I have another copy of the Canterbury Tales. I'm not really sure. The West End Horror, and I don't remember who this is by. Nicholas Meyer? It's not going to go in there right now. Pygmalion by George Bernard Shaw, and Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. And then I have no idea what this is. Well, I do know what it is, but it was like the world's best love poems. I don't remember where I got it from. I know I didn't have to read it from school, but I just put it down here. Then I have Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison. Hated this book with a thriving I mean, it wasn't bad, but. And I have 2 copies of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. I love this book. And A Streetcar Named Desire by Tennessee Williams. I have probably read this at least 100 times. It is one of my favorite books. I think this was the movie edition cover. And I know the movie had Marlon Brando in it. But if you have not read A Streetcar Named Desire, go read it. Then I have How I Learned to Drive by Paula Vogel. This is it's a very short book. I don't even know if it's a book or a play. It's a play. But it was very... It was something. Long Day's Journey into Night. I don't really remember this. I just know I had to read it. And I think I had to read it for my junior year AP English. I didn't enjoy it. And of course, The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. So this is my second shelf. This kind of has like more classics and books. Classics and books I've read for school, but not many. Peter Strauss's A Dark Matter. The Wind in the Woods by Rose Sinai. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I'm sorry. Speak by, and I think it's Laurie House Anderson. Yes. The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime by Mark Harden, I believe. The Kidnapping of Christina Lattimore. I don't remember who this is by. Joan Lowry Nixon. Go back, please. Seabiscuit by Lauren Hillenbrand. Charlie St. Cloud, Dear John, and My Sister's Keeper. I all read these for my AP Psychology class. And Charlie St. Cloud's by Ben Sherwood. Nicholas Sparks wrote Dear John. And My Sister's Keeper is by Jodi Picoult. Then I have, I don't know if you can see them, but we'll pull them out. Feed and Deadline by Mira Grant. Sharp Teeth by Toby Barlow, Lord. Scary Ghost Stories, Treasury. I believe this is just like a collection of ghost stories. Yeah. Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick. I haven't read this. It's on my TBR. How I Learned to Snap by Kirk Reed. Before I Die by Jenny Downham. Haven't read this either. The Chronicles of Vladimir Todd. I've read like first two, and I think I had like up to 9th grade, whatever, but they were okay. Nightlight, which is a parody of Twilight. Saints and Strangers. This is like a compilation of like little short stories. And Push by Sapphire, which is what the movie Precious is based off of. Plague of the Dead. Anne Rice's Interview with the Vampire. Dark Eden by Patrick Carman. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, which is by Seth Graham Smith. Prince of Thieves by Chuck Hogan. Heart-Shaped Box by Joe Hill. and Cold Blood by Truman Capote. And then I believe this was one of my brother's books, but he doesn't read, so he gave it to me. Pagan's Crusade by Catherine Drinks. I've never read it and really have no interest in reading it. So the third shelf, you're going to have to bear with me if it's a little shaky, because I have nothing to set it on that's this level besides the bed, and then it's at a weird angle. But right here is typically where I set where I'm currently reading, and right here is Hunger by Michael Grant. Have all the Twilight books, Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn, all by Stephanie Meyer, and the Short Second Life of Bree Tanner. Then I have The Maze Runner, The Scorched Trials, The Death Cure, and The Kill Zone, all by James Dashner. Then I have the first two books in the Enemy series, which is The Enemy and the Dead, and I believe it's by Charlie Higson. Yes. Then I have Life as We Knew It, The World We Live In, and I believe I have the other one, but it's being borrowed at the moment, and they're all by Susan Beth Pfeiffer. Then I have the first three in the Left Behind series, which is Left Behind, Tribulation Force, and I have no idea how to ever pronounce this one, but I've always called it Nikolai because that's what it looks like. Then I have Midnight City by J. Barton Mitchell, City of Beasts by Isabel Allende, Dead of Night by Jonathan Mayberry, Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, which is by Ransom Briggs, Silo by DJ McHale. Then I have three of my old Chicken Soup books. Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul, Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul and Tough Stuff, and Chicken Soup for the Preteen Soul. I used to have a bunch of them, but I was young and who knows what happened. And then I have To Save a Life by Jim and Rachel Britz. I have the first two Vampire Beach books. I read these when, Twilight was a big thing. And they're by Alex Duvall. And then these books were also by brothers, but I didn't ever really want to read them. I think I read Wake. But Ashes of Twilight by Cassie Taylor. Wake, and I believe it's by Lisa McMahon, yes. Private Night from Hell, which is like a compilation book. It has Stephanie Meyer. I believe it's Meg Cabot and some other person. And The Farm by Emily McKay. So this is the fourth shelf. Right here is just where I keep my book light and my other favorite bookmark to use. Just because when I like to read in my bed, they're right there. Chapstick, because fall, you need chapstick. And this is just, it was some Happy Meal toy my little cousin got, and she gave to me as my birthday present. I thought it was cute, so I kept it. Okay, we'll move this stuff out of the way. Over here, I had the first 10 of the Charlene Harris's Silky Stackhouse novels. Dead Until Dark, Living Dead in Dallas, Club Dead, Dead to the World, Dead as a Doornail, Definitely Dead, Altogether Dead, From Dead to Worse, Dead and Gone, and Dead in the Family. And I believe there's 3 more, but I have not read them yet. Then, it's kind of out of order, but I have the Game of Thrones, which is the first book in A Song of Ice and Fire by George R.R. Martin. A Clash of Kings, A Storm of Swords, and A Feast for Crows. I have not read none of them 3, but I've read this one. It took me forever to read, but it was great. Then I have The Hot Zone and Demon in the Freezer by Richard Preston, and they're both required reads for my microbiology class. Then I have The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey, which was amazing. Misery by Stephen King. Being, and I want to say it's Kevin Brooks. Yes. Okay, don't fall, please. Then I have the Percy Jackson box set. I have not read none of these because I was going to read them before Seeing Monster came out, but everyone talked about how unrelated they were, so I'm just going to read them on my own time. Above that, I have Marley and Me by John Grogan. Divergent and Insurgent by Veronica Roth. And here is my Ellen Hopkins collection. Tilt, Perfect, Tricks and Impulse. And then Glass and Fallout go together. They're part of the Crank series, but Crank is being lent out to my cousin. And they're all pretty good. I think how their setup is very unique. It's pretty much as close as I'm going to get to the top shelf of the actual bookcase being clear, but here we go. I have Beat the Reaper by Josh Bazell, The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, Will Grayson by John Green and David Levitan, Hunger Games Trilogy by Suzanne Collins, Legend and Prodigy by Marie Lu, and before Champion comes out, I have to reread Prodigy because it's quite a blur. The Witch and the Wizard series by James Patterson. I thought it was going to be a trilogy because the third book had a perfectly clear ending, but I had to go and make another one, and I had to read it because it would have driven me crazy. Then all this over here is J.K. Rowling. I have the Tales of Beetle the Bard. I have a very weird copy of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, but nonetheless, I have it. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, The Prisoner of Azkaban, Goblet of Fire, Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, and The Deathly Hallows. And then on the very, very top, you're going to have to bear with me with the holding. I have the complete tales and poems of Edgar Allan Poe, who is my favorite author ever. The Host by Stephanie Meyer, Black Rabbit Summer by Kevin Brooks, Philip Pullman's The Dark Materials, which is the Golden Compass, the Subtle Knife, and the Amber Spyglass, Outpost and Enclave by Anna Guire. Now, I have a copy of Clockwork Prince and none of the other books because I was at a like used bookstore and it was $2, and I was like, I'm never gonna find one of these hardcover books for $2, so I got it. Um, Every Day by David Levithan, The Program by Suzanne Young, Stung by Bethany Wiggins, Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll, 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher, Starters by Lissa Price, Patient Zero by Jonathan Mayberry, A Child Called It by Dave Pelzer, Michael T. Martin's, I believe, The End Games, and Alexander Gordon Smith's the second and third one to the Escape the Furnace series. I had the first one that's in my TBR pile. And for some reason, I have 2 copies of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows in hardback. So, over here, this is like my TBR pile, or books that are being read at the moment. Gone is being borrowed by my mother, and Hunger I'm currently reading, so I take off the dust jacket or drop something. But I have Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi, Taken by Aaron Bowman, The Darkest Minds by Alexander Bracken, Ashes Ashes by Joe Triggiari, I think is how his name's pronounced, Reboot by Amy Tintera, Lockdown, which is the first in the Escape the Furnace series by Alexander Gordon Smith, 172 Hours on the Moon by Johan Harstad, I believe, Ashes by Elsa J. Bick, Contaminated by, I don't remember, and I'm not going to try to take it out, but it's something Garner, The Bridge by Jane Higgins, Rootless by, I'm not going to try to take it out, but something Howard, Magisterium by something Hirsch, Looking for Alaska by John Green, Icons by Margaret Stoll, and Dan Brown's Inferno. So yeah, guys, that's my bookshelf tour and like my TBR tour. I was looking at my TBR pile in the corner of the camera. It's getting kind of crazy. And yeah, so thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe, follow me on Tumblr, all that great stuff that comes with the world. Yeah. See you later.